Hey everybody, so maybe you've heard of the FIRE movement and perhaps you've wondered just how many Americans are actually financially independent. Now you might think it would be as simple as just looking around on the internet and Googling it or maybe visiting treasury.gov to find out, but unfortunately it's not that simple. So we did a little research about the average American's net worth, their income, and their spending habits to figure out how many Americans could support themselves financially without outside assistance from a job or some other source of income. As it turns out, fewer than 10% of Americans met our definition of financial independence. In this video, we'll explain how we reached that conclusion. So when we started this process, we knew it wasn't going to be as simple as just grabbing an arbitrary net worth number and factoring it against census data. And the example I often like to cite is the difference between living in Manhattan, New York versus Manhattan, Kansas. The cost of living in Manhattan, New York is 154% of the national average. Meanwhile, the cost of living in Manhattan, Kansas is 5% below the national average. Clearly, $1 million is worth far more in one place than the other. And that's just one thing to consider. What about things like family size, your health, your travel habits? What if you don't receive any Social Security in retirement, or it's years before you can claim it? And what other sources of income will you have to support your lifestyle? Unfortunately, we can't account for every circumstance, so we're going to have to make some assumptions beginning with spending. All right, if you've seen our other videos about financial independence, you know that we always start evaluating that by how much people spend, not how much they have. And the reason is how much you spend really dictates how much you need and not the other way around. With this in mind, let's look at what the average American spends each year. According to Zippia.com, the average American household spends $5,577 a month, which equates to just under $67,000 each year. Using the 4% rule, we can quickly calculate that that would require a nest egg of $1,673,100. Now before you panic, I'm not suggesting that you need a $1.67 million nest egg. Now, we've already talked about the impact spending has on retirement. You wouldn't need this much if you can live on less than this. Hey, if I could get you to click the like and subscribe buttons below, it'd be a huge help to us, helps our channel to grow, helps us to teach other people about finance. We've also left out other sources of income that would reduce the amount you would need to draw from your nest egg each year in retirement. So what is the average unearned income for Americans? Since less than 15% of Americans receive income from a pension plan, we're just going to leave that factor out of this equation entirely. But we will include Social Security. According to the Social Security Administration, the average household in America will receive $3,654 in monthly benefits in 2023. That comes out to $43,848 each year. Now the lift to get to financial independence just got that much lighter. Now if we deduct $43,848 from $66,924, this leaves a gap of $23,076 annually, which would require a nest egg of just under $577,000 to claim financial independence. So based on our calculation, the average American would need about $577,000 to be financially independent. Unfortunately, as of 2019, only about 10% of American households actually had that much saved for retirement. And to be clear, this number is based on retirement savings, not net worth, so it doesn't include the value of homes, cars, or other personal property. And the reason we didn't include any of that is because you need to live in your home. You can't sell it to support yourself. Now we knew going into this that Americans were not doing well saving for retirement. It's one of the reasons we started martinmoney.com. And the irony is, it doesn't take a ton of money to save $576,900. You can get there in just 37 years if you save $100 a month. And if you double that amount to $200 a month, you can get there in 18 and a half years. It's not that it's even hard or complicated, but it does take intentionality and a lot of patience. And we have tons of additional information about financial independence on our website, martinmoney.com. We'll also provide a link to the written form of this video down in the comments below. We're also available on all the social channels on the screen below. As always, thank you so much for your interest. Take care and God bless.